What's going on, Long Island?
It's a MAGA fashion show. Finally, my two primary interests united.
It sounds good, but it's not me.
That's crazy. Awful vibes. You don't like that? I didn't unpause you. Speaking of fashion, somebody posted this selfie for them at Folsom. Jesus Christ. I don't even like leather. Can you imagine wearing this in the heat? That's crazy. This is so embarrassing. I assume you mean this is so embarrassing and you just weren't synced up properly. Makes more sense. That's not leather. Latex, not leather. Latex, not leather. Did you see the straight edge dorks being, or sorry, did you see the straight edge people being dorks on Twitter? It's not even the straight edge people being dorks on Twitter. People are just fully being like Hitlerites over it. Not the discourse. Dude, the discourse even hit my tweet about it. It's f***ing crazy. I thought you wouldn't like it yourself. Everyone puts me into a damn box. Basically, these two, I don't know, I guess they're trans girls. I mean, they have pup in their handle name, and also their name is Lilith, which is like, tell me you're trans without telling me you're trans. And they do like, I don't know, a line of Coke or K or whatever, and then they make out, and it's like, oh, look, they're gay, you know? Now, I'm a homophobe and a misogynist, so, and I hate drugs. So you'd think I'd look at this and go like, wow, that's pretty degenerate. But in truth, I don't give a shit. People are losing their minds over this, though. There are like multiple 6-digit plus tweets that are like, this is degenerate. It's like a mix of 17-year-old Puritan Gen Alpha types who are really insistent on reminding everyone that drugs are bad for you, which no shit, and Nazis being like, well, my problem with this is that they're both trans girls, you know? But people are freaking out over it. There are Gen Alpha Puritans? Yeah, there are plenty of them. Like the kind of people who post on Twitter and say, does anyone else think that movies have too much unnecessary sex scenes these days, and movies have less sex scenes than like they've ever had since the 1970s or maybe even before? Like, right, like genuinely, movies are incredibly sexless right now. The oldest Gen Alpha is 14. We're talking vibes, okay? All things considered, filming and posting yourself doing drugs on Twitter is cringe. Yeah, but who cares? Like, it's not like they're a huge public figure endorsing the act. They're not like a pop star. It's like a random nothing account. You know, it's like, so you've never posted anything cringe online? Yes, you have. You're in my chat. The odds of you being that offline are pretty low. It's just weird. But people are like freaking out, like millions and millions, tens of millions of views, and people being mean, and people being, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. The cop in your head's acting up. Yeah. Yeah, really. The cop's in your head. Your sub was really weird about it. Why the is my subreddit talking about it? What's the deal with drug use in leftist circles? 300 comments. Oh my God. Are you... this is going to be like a lot of bans. Like right off the bat. I've seen some Twitter discourse in Twitter of some people, mostly trans anarchists people. Okay, you are 12. I have seen some Twitter discourse in Twitter of some people, mostly trans/anarchists people? Are you like a bot? Are you kidding me? Just off the bat, maybe you should take more drugs if it leads to you posting with a little bit better grammar. Like, Jesus Christ. Is the basic statement of drugs bad really that controversial? All right, we're going to do the classic. Let me open up the other tab so I can ban people without showing the moderator toolkit. Just a second. You had to mention my subreddit. I had to be reminded of my subreddit. Okay, we're just going to do with a standard 60 days. Dead Odo 98. You're probably not even meeting the age requirement. All right. You don't peek in that often, I take it? God, no. Because self-identified leftists online have a bad habit of overlying on mental health conditions to excuse for bad behavior and a lack of self-control. Oh, sorry, Prophet Nimd. You're not familiar with the discourse. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're just randomly using this as an excuse to feel smarter than / better than internet leftists online. You're not like referring to any specific tendency. You're just you're just like taking this as an opportunity to soapbox. Ah, well, that's okay. There's this weird stigma about discipline and self. Oh my God! Yap 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 yap. I can't go through all this. Are you kidding me? There are a lot of holier-than-thou libs in the sub these days. There are a lot of people who watch my content, and because I criticize leftists when they're wrong, they take that as an excuse to make being the one correct leftist their personality. Motherfucker, you got it twisted. I'm the one correct leftist. There's only one. You're some other guy. You're not him. That's me. You're not him. You don't get to make that your personality. I don't even make that my personality anymore. That's like 2020 era me. How often do I come on stream here and I'm like, yeah, all these stupid lefties. Like, genuinely, it's almost never. And usually it's in a rather pointed way. But you guys, you're obsessed with being that guy. You're not that guy. Drugs bad doesn't equal drugs illegal. If someone wants to use drugs and isn't hurting anyone else, that's no one's business but theirs. Self-harm is a serious issue. We should try to help those who do things, but from a place of love. You are not acting from a place of love if you're just, like, online shit-talking people who have done drugs. That's not, like, what... That's, like, the same thing people did with fat people hate. Where they're like, oh, we're not being, like, evil. We're just constantly insulting, fat people to improve them. Like, you're that, yeah, like the no hate but Christian love thing. You're not doing it. You have the cop in your head is screaming loud. I don't actually want to ban everyone here. I kind of stated my ban lust with the first two people. I'll just argue against the concepts here. Just, you don't, like, you can't offer love when you don't know the person. Not really. Yeah, and the video didn't even show any self-harm. They just did a bump. Like, whatever. You don't fucking know. Self-harm. Like doing a line of coke is like cutting yourself? Come on. If I ever do a line with like a cute guy and then kiss him, I better not catch you people being freaks about it. Oh, Vaush is engaging in self-harm when he was at that cool party doing coke and making out with hot guys. He needs to be... He's hurting himself. He needs to be shown love to... like, yeah, what about Hunter Biden? We think Hunter Biden is cool. What's the inconsistency? Why are people actually caring about this? Well, in my Reddit, it's probably because they want to prove they're better than other people. Is this the best thing I should be doing with the number of people watching the stream right now? Yes, it is. You know, actually, I'm reading through some of these, like, second, third, fourth, whatever comment. And a lot of these people, I think, are being more reasonable than I gave them credit for. That's okay. I mean, you know, maybe it's not all so bad. The problem is that drugs bad is a really reductive and one-sided statement. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, it's okay. Look, I just want you to kill the cop in your head, right? Like, my issue with drugs has always been, and I've been very consistent about this, by the way. My issue with drugs is not that I think it's morally wrong for a person to take drugs. Has nothing to do with like moralizing. And it has nothing to do with, I don't even really talk about like the health effect on your body and brain that much. I mean, I don't think you should huff whippets or whatever. Like, don't do heroin, you know, like the drugs can fuck you up. Let's be real here, right? Let's not be stupid. You know, the real thing I talk about is like maladaptive coping strategies, right? Like getting addicted, denying it, that kind of thing. But they just did a line and then made out. What do you want from them? For them to not do a line and then make out? Get real. It's fine. Ironically, whippets or nitrous oxide, literally the safest drug humanity's ever used. Spaced, you say a lot of dumb shit in my chat, but I gotta tell you, that one might actually take the cake. You put the work in. I tell you. You're cooking something fierce with that one. The kitchen's on fire. I agree with you, but there are people on Twitter who seriously think Coke is okay and that Coke Zero is worse. Plop22, I got news for you. No. I know exactly who you're talking about. I know exactly the individual. I saw the tweet. And you know what? All they said was, you motherfuckers out here getting uppity about Coke, you're more likely to die from all the Coke Zero you're taking. It wasn't a serious tweet. It wasn't an earnest scientific argument. You know? Like, you're assigning too low of an IQ to the people you're arguing with. By the way, look, obviously, one line of Coke does not equal one Diet Coke. If you want to take a look at the total numbers, though, in the long run, more people are dying of sugary drinks than they are of cocaine. That's not because cocaine isn't more dangerous, it's because people who drink sugary drinks... Audio? Well, what the shit is... You say audio. Press briefing. Do you have any idea how unhelpful it is when you just say audio? Do you have any idea how unhelpful that is? Like, I have no idea what you mean. Do you, like, what, audio? Oh, audio. I'm making audio! Press conference immediately told me what the issue was. And we'll start the press conference shortly, though I'm gonna finish my rant first. I appreciate, to those of you who said audio, die. To those of you who said press conference, you're going to heaven. So what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to look at, like, the total numbers, like, you know, heart disease and obesity kill an ungodly number of people. And there is a lot of inconsistency in how we talk about, you know, like, what affects your health negatively. You can go on Twitter and see people doing self-destructive, dangerous, or risky stuff all the time. The reason those two gals were getting shit was because they were trans women, or presumed trans women. I didn't look it up. I don't know. One of them's got bangs. They got pup in the handle. Lilith is a trans girl name. I'm just inferring here. A ton of the people who were responding to them, even when I tweeted about it, I started getting responses from Nazis who were like, oh, you know, those are two men pretending to be women, that kind of thing, right? Again, I don't actually know if they're trans. I don't, you know, I'm just assuming because of the whole Lilith thing. You know how it is. What was I saying? Oh yeah, you got the damn cop in your head. That's what I'm saying. And frauding? Oh yeah, they said frauding. So did I, Vaush. I had people calling me a junkie and crackhead for defending them. A lot of them are like prudish, puritanical, young, like, minors who are freaks in the way that, like, you know, it should be illegal to be exposed to the opinion of a 14-year-old kind of way. My big problem is doing drugs being a lefty thing. I don't think doing drugs is a lefty thing. Drug use is really common all over the damn place. Drug decriminalization is the lefty thing. Wait, is frauding a trans people thing? Yes, it's a trans people thing. It's not like only trans people can fraud. And by the way, if you ever had a girl on top and she rubbed her pussy against your shaft, that's frauding, just with a clit, okay? Congratulations, welcome to being woke. I've woken you up to the truth of the world, okay? It's just that only trans people say frauding. Everyone else just says dick slapping or sword fighting or rubbing or whatever the fuck. What were we talking about? Damn near every lefty in the world is addicted to drugs. Yeah, the sweet drug of Vaush V streams. Like and subscribe. All right, we're moving on. How am I gaining viewers with this topic? That's crazy. I just want you to get rid of the cop in your head. That's it. Is that so wrong? Trust me, you're not helping anyone with that. You're not helping, like, fat people lose weight when you shit-talk them for being fat, either. I mean, I don't think being fat's even something you should be shit-talked over. If someone wants to be a lard-ass, God bless him. Oh, well, they tax the health system. F you. You get one life. You're really going to spend it not eating lots of Cheez-Its? Oh, you can't eat lots of Cheez-Its. Other people have to pay taxes. No! F you. Eat shit. What did God put us on this earth for? And no, by the way, nobody ever brings that up when they talk about other habits that might lead to long-term health consequences. Marathon running destroys your joints. You want a hip replacement surgery? You want that shit's expensive, man. What about steroids? Doing a lot of testosterone. That can lead to long-term health complications. I promise you, Nazis are not going into the comments under, like, super ripped guys and saying, oh yeah, you're probably going to tax the healthcare system a load with your, like, narcissistic obsession with having 19-inch circumference arms or whatever the fuck, you know, at 4% body fat. Just be honest. If you don't like fat people, it's not because of some, like, big utilitarian analysis of their cost on society. You just don't like them because you don't like them. Like, this is the problem with rationalization. So many people try to, like, make their bias infectious by coming up post hoc with reasons for why they feel the way they do. The reason you feel the way you do is because your mother was fat and you hate her, okay? Don't make that someone else's problem, all right? You don't have an issue with women being, like, sexually lascivious. You're just mad the girl you liked in high school the black guy. Don't, like, quit making your psychological problems these, like, grand sociological designs. They're not. It's not that serious, okay? Get over yourself. Like, actually, I'm not kidding. Jesus.